Good afternoon and welcome to Pakistan Today News. From our London studio, I'm Chris Taylor. We begin with calls for urgent political engagement in Pakistan. The National Dialogue Committee has urged immediate and structured talks between the government and the opposition to confront the country's deepening political and economic challenges. Meeting in Islamabad, the forum stressed the need to restore full political activity, appoint opposition leaders in parliament, and end what it described as growing media censorship. It emphasized that press freedom is essential for a functioning democracy, while also demanding the release of detained political workers, particularly women. The committee warned that rising political polarization is damaging national unity and presented a roadmap aimed at long-term stability through sustained dialogue and consensus building, urging all sides to keep the military out of political disputes. Meanwhile, senior Pakistan People's Party leader and former Senate Chairman Raza Rabbani has renewed pressure on parliamentary authorities to fill key opposition posts. Rabbani has called on the National Assembly Speaker and the Senate Chairman to immediately appoint opposition leaders in both houses, warning that leaving these positions vacant sidelines dissent and weakens democratic oversight. He said Parliament remains incomplete without these appointments, which have been pending since last August, when opposition leaders were disqualified following convictions linked to the May 9 riots. Despite nominations for figures such as Mahmood Khan Achakzai and Allama Raja Nasir Abbas, notifications have yet to be issued. Rabbani cautioned that continued delays undermine parliamentary supremacy and contradict constitutional principles. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has now signaled readiness for dialogue, granting approval to National Assembly Speaker Sardar Ayaz Sadiq to lead negotiations with Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. The government says talks will be limited to elected PTI representatives and that a delegation is prepared to engage, though no formal response has yet come from PTI leadership. The speaker has invited PTI members to his chamber and says a parliamentary committee can be convened immediately if there is willingness to talk. For more on this, we're joined by our correspondent in Islamabad, Sarah William.
Political sources here say the government sees dialogue as a way to lower tensions inside and outside Parliament. Officials stress that any talks must remain within the constitutional framework and parliamentary norms. However, PTI's reluctance and reports that its founder prefers street pressure over negotiations continue to complicate the process. Analysts warn that without mutual compromise, the window for meaningful dialogue could narrow further.
Thank you, Sarah, for that update from Islamabad. Turning now to defense and economic developments. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia are in discussions to convert around $2 billion in Saudi loans into a JF-17 fighter jet deal, a move that could significantly deepen defense cooperation. Sources say the talks may include the sale of JF-17 Thunder Block 3 aircraft, jointly developed with China, under a broader military framework following a mutual defense pact signed last year. The overall package could reach up to $4 billion if additional equipment is included, highlighting Islamabad's push to expand defense exports and reduce dependence on external financial assistance. Pakistan has recently increased outreach to potential buyers, positioning its defense industry as a key economic driver. On security cooperation with China, Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi has announced the creation of a special protection unit in Islamabad to safeguard Chinese citizens and joint development projects. The announcement came during talks in Beijing with China's Public Security Minister Wang Xiaohong. Both sides agreed to enhance counterterrorism cooperation, expand police training exchanges, and strengthen rapid response systems. Minister Wang praised Pakistan's internal security efforts and sacrifices in combating terrorism, while both countries committed to regular coordination meetings and joint action against cybercrime. Internationally, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has outlined a three-phase plan for Venezuela following recent actions against President Nicolas Maduro's leadership. The plan begins with stabilizing the country, followed by economic recovery that would include access to oil markets for U.S. and Western companies, and concludes with a political transition. Details were shared with U.S. senators in closed-door briefings and include proposals for reconciliation, possible amnesties, and rebuilding civil society. However, Democratic lawmakers have criticized the strategy, arguing it lacks transparency and amounts to exploiting Venezuela's oil resources. And finally, in sports, Pakistan have taken an early lead in their T20 series against Sri Lanka. In the first T20 international in Dambulla, Pakistan secured a 6-wicket victory after a dominant bowling performance. Shadab Khan, returning from a lengthy injury layoff, claimed 2 key wickets, while Abrar Ahmed took 3 as Sri Lanka were restricted to 128 runs. In the chase, Sahibzada Farhan's composed half-century guided Pakistan to the target with 20 balls to spare. The win puts Pakistan ahead in the 3-match series. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.